It's time to head towards North Central Grand Final at Bort, and it's Dale Hinkley from the Birchip Watcham Bulls, who is not as excited about this as I am, but that's because his club's not there. He joins me now. G'day, Dale. How you going?
Yeah, well, thanks, Wayne. Mixed it in there, but it's been a bit of a slow week, and it's great weather over here in the North Central this week, so it's going to be a spectacular day for all the grand final sides tomorrow, which everyone wants to be in, and it's an exciting time, and look forward to previewing it with you.
Yes, certainly do. Last weekend we can't go outside of reporting the fact that your side played great football through the year. You got to the prelim. And Trevor Ryan makes a very good observation about prelim finals. Nullawill beat you 10-8 to 8-7.
Yeah, they did, Flo, man. They had a point to prove, I should say. They came out and stuck to their guns, and fairly strong breeze to one end, and then after half time it died down, so it was very even all day, and we just didn't capitalise early on the scoreboard, and whereas they made the most of their moments.
They did. And it's harder to win a prelim than a grand final, is Trevor Ryan's comment. 3 of your Birchip Watcham sides felt that in football going out on prelim final day. What was the feel around the Bulls Club? I mean, clearly it would have been a tough night Saturday night.
Yeah, it was. It was just a little bit empty in the stomach there, Flo, man. And just knowing that the side and all the effort and from across the whole club what goes into the season, it really stings that you can't get your chance to get into the big dance. But that's football, and you've got to step up and take your moments when you get your opportunities. And the Nullawill Football Club did that on Saturday, and they'll be very dangerous coming in tomorrow with tomorrow's conditions and just the way that it's previewed with this competition, that having a couple of weeks off for Sea Lake in the last month, could be also a benefit to them with fresh legs, and the informed Nullawill coming at them.
Oh, she's a ripping game at Bort, no doubt about it. There's a couple of other things to point out about it, and that is that we get a grand final between the two new-coming clubs into the competition in North Central. I think that says something about the development of the competition, that the clubs there's 7 teams, and then now the 2 new ones that have arrived in more recent times, Sea Lake Nandaly and now Nullawill, are playing off. But let's go back to the game. Just a quick comment on it. And I think that the difference between the sides is not reflected in the best players. It's a bloke called Mitch Farmer. He kicked 4 goals. He's played 7 games this season. 2 of them have been finals. The previous week he kicked 2 goals in a final. This fellow was a very, very good focal point to kick goals with Oberdorfer and Thompson. And between them, they got scoreboard pressure on that just simply melted your side away. Yeah,
they were quite potent down there, Wayne, all day, and Farmer's, very, very hard matchup. He can play small and he can play tall, and he's played at the elite level. So, he's hasn't played a lot of footy this year, but still shows that he's got a lot of impact. And, with our boys, Gordon and Rippon were outstanding. They worked up and down the ground all day, and, obviously, we couldn't get as many goals on them on the board. It was 8-7 to 10-8. So, usually 12 goals generally wins your games, and they were 2 short on that, and we were 4 short. So, it's going to be important tomorrow for them to get scoreboard pressure on early.
Certainly will be on your side of the ledger. That the key recruit, your forward out of the CMS Crows in South Australia, was a very good player for you in the final analysis in Ben Edwards kicking 3 goals. The reserve grade, it was another one for the Birchip Watcham Bulls that got away. The prelim went to Nullawill, 13-6-84 to 7-4-46. It was a 6-goal win to them, and they tell me that they just had a lot more depth on the field, and it became noticeable, particularly late in the game when they were able to run away with this contest.
They did. Our boys come out really good in the first quarter. As I mentioned about the breeze, they had that all day in the reserves. So this game ebbed and flowed, and Nullawill and the reserves came over the top. They're very quick on the outside, and they showed that they were just too quick with their legs on the day. With Sol Kelly was a bit of a handful on the half-forward flank, and Matty Hogan also got in their best as Tom Fawcett, an experienced campaigner, will be he'll be putting his best foot forward tomorrow for them. And our reserves boys under Andrew Franks has done a tremendous job coaching them, and got to the prelim last year, and they get there this year. So yeah, it's a good achievement, as many clubs don't get to play finals, and for our boys to have two shots at it was a good effort, and they'll be keen to come back next year.
Yeah, looking forward to that, Alexander Noonan. Really good for your club, and Lockie Randall and Jack Ryan in it, and Nullawill named their best, as you mentioned, with Sol Kelly and Goldsmith, Pointer, and 3 goals to them, and 3 to Wiantara for your side. Into the other underage games in the 17s was another very crucial match. Birchip Watcham got nailed by Sonata 10-6, 66-48, 32. These boys have been coming through as a group together and have done really well at the 13s level now, the 14s and then the 17s now. And unfortunately for Charlie Frank and Riley Hogan, they just couldn't get the job done.
Yeah, they tried so hard all day, these boys. They're, you can't question their effort, and they got clapped off the ground, and made a lot of their family and their club and the community really proud that they had a good dip at it, and that's just what you want in competitive junior footy. And for Sonata, they were a very, very classy outfit with young needs. A son of a great for Sonata, that is. And he was very handy down the forward line, and they'll be very, very, one's a great team to watch tomorrow, and look forward to seeing that one play out as well.
Yeah, Donald and Needs were the 2 best players with 3 goals. Funston also got amongst it, and Riley Hogan for your side. Harry Cook tried hard. Austin Dean too. And a nice effort from your boys kicking for goals. Connolly, a couple. Dean and Knights also added goals. Into the kids in the morning, the 14-year-olds, and this was a terrific effort by the Sea Lake Nandaly Tigers to get another grand final berth for them. 8-6-54 to Bort 2-2-14. The Tiger boys were in terrific form. They never looked like they were going to lose this from right at the start. They came out strong and beat the Bort Magpies.
Yeah, they did. Sea Lake in their junior age here will complete, I think it's 3 sides out of 4 in the football tomorrow, playing in the grand final. And last week in the prelim, they kicked a really strong score, 8-6, as you said. Very handy win by the boys over Bort, so they just quite fell short. And Hugo Warren was best of field.
Yeah, very good little Hugo. So was Chad O'Sullivan. Charlie Winter Goldman. Angus Rennie was goody, and Henry Cox and Kobe White got going, and Cox with 3 and Hugo with a couple. Taj Borlays also White and Winter Coleman got goals, or Winter Goldman got goals, while it was Flaherty was very good. O'Flaherty from the Bort side, playing well in the end, not enough. And it was a big day. Well, it's a big day at Bort, and I think there's some Birchip Watcham still in it. You got some hockey in there and some netball. Give us a bit of a quick recap on that, and also over at Bort, what's expected for the day?
Yeah, tomorrow over at Bort, it's going to be a really good day for the North Central, and a good display with both fields and not on the netball court. It's a big venue, and it'll be able to host it very well. And for us, Birchip Watcham, we've got under 14B netball in, as well as 2 hockey sides. There's the under 15s and the women's netball. We'll get to have a crack at the cup and bring it home, hopefully. So it's going to be as I said, a good day for it. And even in the juniors, I don't think they'll be kicking off the dew tomorrow, Flo, man. It's a tip to be 25 or 6 degrees by 2 o'clock. So, it's going to be a great day. Fantastic day.
The senior match is going to be a beauty. We're going to have a look at it. It is going to go right down to the wire. I don't think the Sea Lake Nandaly Tigers are going to have it all their own way. This is 2 clubs. This is like up the road, the old called a highway clash. It is going to be on. There'll be folk coming from everywhere over to Bort on that side. They'll be coming from Quambatook, and they'll be coming from Kalgoa. They'll be moving their way towards the Bort ground from way up north at Nandaly, right through the Nullawill Club, which are proof, and also back towards Birchip, where a number of players come from. So she's going to be a beauty. But that is all about the crowd. On the field, the Tigers haven't been headed all year, and I'm expecting them to go undefeated through the season and beat Nullawill in a beauty.
So, man, I'll be up front there that I do believe that Sea Lake can get over the line tomorrow in this main game. They've done it all year, and just the way that the Ducks are lining up for them, it's been a really good run for them. They've got probably a full list. Bar Will Simpson probably likely to be put up into the senior side tomorrow, which also then strengthens their reserves. So, in this one here, as I mentioned, they've had two buys in the last month, whereas Nullawill have had a week off and then a prelim. So, regardless how you look at that, they're both primed and ready. And I think in the ruck contest, Dean Putt against Ryan O'Sullivan will be an interesting one here, how it influences the game. As O'Sullivan, a very experienced ruckman, he gets around the ground quite well, and in a warmer conditions, it might help his Sea Lake Tigers to great advantage, whereas Putt is great in the air and has great strength. So whether they can leverage that to the Maroon side, I'm not too sure there. And also, I just think young Humphreys, he's been outstanding all year, Wayne. That's Geordie Humphreys from Nullawill. His X-Factor, I think he'll be the most influential player on the ground. If the game gets tight, they would likely to swing him forward. However, he has been playing back because he can just shut down the most dangerous forwards. But, given their star-studded lineup of the Tigers, it'll be interesting to see where he lines up. And also Jenkins is in great form. He's a man mountain, and you might be able to comment a little bit more, Flowman, but I've got some other key areas we can touch on in a moment.
Yeah, I can say that big JJ, last game that he played, he put you blokes away, and he was the difference in the latter part of the season when he's played most of his games of football for the club. I think Josh Jenkins looms large, and I think they'll win the reserves actually too. I know that you guys saw the Nullawill reserves last week. Do you think they can nail them? Yeah,
I think Nully in the reserves are a very big chance. However, you can't turn away and ignore the stats there for the reserves in Sea Lake. They're a very strong side, and I've got some very good footballers in there that have played a lot of senior footy in their day. So you might be able to mention a few of those for me, Wayne. But on that senior game, before you finish, just a few areas that must mention there, that obviously starting at the start of the game will be all important. And as you mentioned, the ball movement by Sea Lake has always been first class. So I think that speed and the ball movement with the temperature and the weather being like it is, it'll give Sea Lake a big advantage for their forwards, as they've got a hybrid forward line around Jenkins. And lastly, Nully's tackling pressures up there with the best, and as you said, there'll be a lot in this one. So if they can win that tackle count, I think they'll keep themselves in it. As we mentioned, we're both backing in Sea Lake.
Yeah, we are. Will Simpson in the reserve side, which is incredible to such a talented player. That's how much depth they've got. Joel Donnan in their reserves. The McKellen boys are playing reserves. Players like the very good player Billy Polton. He's been up in the medal voting. Joel Donnan, Cooper Allen. Gee, I could name a few, couldn't I? What about the Nullawill? They got Charlie Fawcett, one of the young guns. He's a brilliant player. Sol Kelly gets in there and does a very good job. The Hogan boys are there in the reserve grade. It'll be a great match. I'll go with Sea Lake there. Your tip for the reserves?
Yeah, I'll go with Sea Lake as well by 3 or 4 goals.
The under-17s is St Arnaud and Bort. You saw St Arnaud, what they can do. Do you think they can nail Bort, given that Bort we're below them on the home and away season on the premiership table?
I think, you got to go with Bort Magpies in this one as well, Wayne, as you said. They've deserved that week off and they're rested, and even got the home ground advantage to go with it. And so on that front, I think the Bort Magpies will take the cup home in the under-17s grade.
All right, I'm going to tip a little roughy and St Arnaud for me. Donald plays Sea Lake Nandaly in the 14s. Donald were very good when they took out the game previously, 8-5 to 2-3. That's a pretty good indication of their dominance, and think Donald can beat Sea Lake?
I think the Royal Blues, Donald will win the 14s grade as well. They've had a few good tussles each way against Sea Lake throughout the year, as you've mentioned. However, tomorrow, the Donald Royal Blues have got a lot of depth, and they've got a really good spine, so I think they'll kick enough goals to win the flag.
Okay, well, they did actually lose to Sea Lake Donald in their last outing, so that was interesting in itself. And in the early part of the season, we had Sea Lake beating the Royal Blues 2-5 to 1-5, but it counts for a lot less than what it does now that they're in form and playing. I'll pick Donald to beat Sea Lake in that game. It's a huge day at Board. Massive. Sorry about the Virtue Watch and Bulls not being in the finals, but Dale Hinkley, I've absolutely loved having you on board this year and having caught up with you on the farm too recently, and I look forward to your commentary again. We do it all again next year, and look forward, of course, to talking more about North Central footy, which has been fantastic this year.
No, not a problem, Flo, man. Thanks for all your special comments on our league this year, and look forward to talking to you in the future.